Hey guys, today is July the 16th of 2016 and I want to go over the US dollar using price and time technical analysis, so please pause the video and read the video disclaimer. As you guys know, I haven't done a video in a while. I've been on vacation and wanted to go over the dollar, just let you know my thoughts. I did a forecast and let's see how that outcome came to pass. And on that note, I want to let you know I also have a blog which I kind of post my ideas trading Forex, and it's called Forex Price and Time Technical Analysis. It's on Google, and the only rule I have is please no spam or risk ban. Just share your chart tone and your analysis, and there's a few people sharing their charts. The pound, my latest trade is the New Zealand dollar. I'm short. From these levels up here, target would be all the way down here, but you could click on it and check it out on your time, but I just want to give you a heads up on that. So let's go to the dollar. So this is a 20-year dollar, 20-year weekly chart of the dollar. So let's put our levels here, retracements. So you can see that this is the 50% and this is where we're hanging out. So the 50% is the 96.17 cents, and we close this Friday 96.72, so we're a little higher. So we're kind of just chopping around, and what you're seeing here is the Fed is going to raise interest rate. The Fed is not going to raise interest rate. The Fed is going to raise interest rate. The Fed is not going to raise interest rate. The Fed will end up raising interest rate. Well, maybe we're not going to raise interest rate, and it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you can't really say we're bullish, but you can't really say you're bearish. You're just smack in the middle. One of these are going to give out, and we're going to either have a head fake and then really go down, or go down and then continue going down. I did a forecast saying that we were probably going to turn, and this was a calculation I was using, and it was somewhere around here, which it kind of worked, but it kind of worked as a swing trade because everything just turned up. I got stopped out right here, and I lost all these pips right here thinking it was going to go lower, but got stopped out and got a little something, and then it just kind of just shot up, and now it's above the 50% right here. So that's where we're at on the dollar. So my calculation didn't really pan out too well longer term, thinking it was just going to go straight down, but it came back up. So we could go ahead and maybe even delete this because this didn't pan out as I thought. We go ahead and add our time grid, and you can see that right here we ended the grid right here. The next one you want to keep an eye on will be which would be the 25%, will be 12/8 of this year, December 6th of this year. So this is where we're at right now. If we go ahead and add our fans, you can see that this is where we're at right here. Just to make it easier on the eyes, I'm going to hide the retracement and the time retracements. So this is the 45 angle right here, and you could tell that it's lost speed in regards of going higher. It was going good here, and it came down, and it was good right here, but because of the back and forth of the Fed, you can see that it's losing conviction. I mean, it's still trending sideways, but because of the confusion, it's not as strong as it should be going up here. So speed wise, it's a little slow, but at the retracement, and you're at the 50, so you're at the smack in the middle, but speed wise and conviction of like, yeah, the dollar is going to go higher, interest rates is going to go higher, we've kind of lost that momentum right here on March of 2016. On top of that, you add your arcs, and this is where we at. So I'm actually going to add everything I have here, and we could zoom in closer, and you can see that resistance will, these are a trend line This is a weekly chart, so this will be a line you want to keep an eye on. 97, 96 for next week if we ever get up there, and this arc 50% right here. So those are your levels in regards to the Gann grid. If we move on and look at Fibonacci levels, which I rarely use it, but I like watching it because I like to see what other traders are using. I mean, what other traders are seeing. I know they use Fibonacci, so you can see that this what I call it the Fib grid, it's holding levels pretty good. It pinpointed the top, caught this low here, kind of caught this high here, chopped around here. So if you just would have been short here, buying here, or vice versa, if you're trading against the dollar using pound or euro or whatever, you could have been using this as a guideline. And if we get closer, you can see that the possible target that dollar could be heading to will be this 98.44. Remember that number, 98.44. We break through to 98.44 and it's going to want to kiss the 174 and retest that up there. So as of right now, 98.44 will be a number you want to write down. And if it's going to find support, if it's going back down, it will be 94.71. Looking at our what we call our simple glance on the weekly, you can see that volume right here. There's a lot of sellers right here at the 96.97. So we got to keep an eye on that. The good thing is that it's above the 20, above the 50, and in the medium term. What is this, the daily? Actually, no, this is the daily. Let's look at the weekly. Maybe I didn't save this right. This should be the weekly. Let's put this on the weekly 1 year and see what we got. So the weekly, there you go. We cracked through the cloud, so this is medium term, and now we're retracing back up. So you're above the 20 simple moving average. You were chopping around the 50 above it, and this was a strong level, and you finally broke through it. So it's going to consolidate and chop a little here, but this would be also another target. Looking at the medium time frame, which is 98.46 right here, but it's positive above the 100 simple moving average. Broke the point of control, and it looks like it wants to shoot higher. So I think this dollar wants to go higher and retest these levels up here. Looking now at the daily, you can see that these levels, there's some strong levels right here. That's a strong level there. That's a strong level right there. And this supply right here on the dollar. So this is short term. You want to keep an eye on this for next week. It might chop around here for 96.99, but if it gets above there, 97.19, 97.60 will be your next target. And then that 98.44, which will be somewhere around here. Might maybe find resistance here, but definitely might chop around here. But this will probably take maybe a week to get up here, whatever. Let's see what we got here volume wise. Since this is a DX futures, you can kind of see where volume is at, and you can see that this is a possible target, 97.16. We narrow it down to 6 months, go 9 months, and you can see that up here, 99. You can see that it's chopping around here, found support. Let's see, we go to the year, and you can see there's some resistance here at 98.39. So remember that 98.44. This is going to be a big battle zone right here. You can see right there, it's chopping around right here. It was a pivot right here, pivot high. Pivot high. So this would be where the blood is going to spill. What time is it? 10 minutes into it. Let's see any other levels I want to show you. That's 1 year, 6 months. This is the closest one resistance you want to keep an eye on. So, you know, you could probably keep shorting all the rest of the pairs until we get here or up there. Let's see, 3 months. Yeah, we're above the supply. So that's good. And then lastly, the big picture. One of the reasons why I see that this dollar wants to go higher, because we're in a squeeze play on the weekly, and it looks like, if I lower this down, it looks like it wants to explode, and we're already getting the blue. Let's see if I can lower this a little bit. We're already getting the blue signal that it wants to explode upward. So on the weekly, you know, this is where the challenge is going to be, this Ichimoku cloud. But everything is pointing higher, you know, maybe, you know, overbought, and may retrace a little bit, maybe maybe next week could retrace and then do another push higher, but the pressure looks like it's going upward. MMG is pushing higher, this level's pushing higher, MACD is pushing higher, TMA's pushing higher. You had a snapback here, perfect opportunity to buy and go long here, and you can see for astro traders, you know, the full moon is coming up 18-19, so we may probably push up and maybe do a head fake and push low, or maybe test this 50% 96.24. I don't know, but we'll see. You can see that we came from a low from a new moon and gone all the way up, and maybe going into the full moon may push lower. That's you know, something to have in the back of your mind. And if you look at the 12-hour, you can see that you're in a squeeze play. Wow. On a 12-hour, you're in a squeeze play all the way back to July 5th. So it's been in the chop tight zone, ready to explode. So the bigger time frame is telling you that it wants to go higher. And this is kind of slowly starting to show it. We just have to take out that level right here, that 96.86, to show the conviction. But everything looks, you know, looks like systems go to the upside. You know, very overbought on the 12-hour, but doesn't mean they won't pile up, you know, next week. But you're at the top of the range. If you want to go long the dollar, I recommend you wait for a pullback, and maybe the full moon can help you on that and bring it down, and then jump in and go higher. But everything here is very positive. This is nitro for bullish right here, especially on the CCI. Snap back to the upside. All this is pointing up. If you look at the on the daily, the linear regression channel pointing high is just pointing up from down here. So, you know, it could hit up here, do a little head fake, trap some bulls, and then shoot lower, and maybe come down here and maybe continue pushing higher, or continue just pushing higher until it finds resistance up here. So those are my thoughts on a dollar. Hope this helps. I'll keep you posted, you know, here and there, but this is something that I just wanted to share with you guys on the dollar. And I think it's going higher, even with the back and forth. I think it's gonna, and then what's going on around the world, you know, coup in Turkey, and uncertainty in every other markets. So everybody wants to pile into the U.S. and stop piling into the stock markets and all that. So let's see what happens. Make some pips.